Hi, I'm Marissa Chapman. Welcome to the Vision High School Sports Beat.
The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 9 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships from Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Hyundai, Ford, Kia, and Nissan, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Greece, Penfield, Fairport, and Canandaigua. Online at visionauto.com. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us to the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Every week at this time we take a comprehensive look at Section 5 sports in Monroe County. It is time now for the Fall Season's Athletic Achievement Awards, recognizing the top athletic programs by school. At the end of each sports season, we honor our Athletic Achievement Award winners and we rank the schools in a point system based on their success in the Section 5 postseason for the most part. And here's the system we use. A section champion gets 10 points, a sectional runner-up gets 4. A combined program like the Pittsford swim team, which represents both Mendon and Sutherland, the sectional title is worth 7 to each and a finalist gets 3. A state championship gets your team an extra 4 points, playing a state final, and you get 2. Minor sports, in this case girls tennis, field hockey, and gymnastics, are awarded half those point totals. All other sports are treated equally. Here's how things worked out this fall. The top 3 among the girls' teams. At number 3, the Pittsford Sutherland Knights, anchored by the unbeaten state champion girls volleyball team. They shared in the girls swimming title and had 25 points. At number 2, Pittsford Mendon, the Vikings claimed girls cross country, swimming, and tennis titles for a total of 26 points. And number 1 among the girls this fall, Honeoye Falls Lima. The Cougars nailed down 3 titles. The girls soccer and volleyball teams were state finalists to go along with a tennis crown for 28 points. On the boys' side, Victor came in 3rd. Blue Devils were state volleyball champions and added an appearance in the Section 5 football final. That was good for 18 points. Number 2, those Mendon Vikings, state boys soccer champions. They also claimed the boys cross-country title in Section 5, good for 24 points. And a number 1 among our boys this fall was Fairport. The Red Raiders had 2 state finalists. The boys soccer team was unbeaten to its final game, while the volleyball team won the state crown, and that was good for 26 points. Put it all together, and it looks like this. The top 5 for the fall. HFL. The Cougars claimed all their points on the girls' side. Those 2 sectional titles, points in 3 sports, total of 28. In 4th place is Pittsford Sutherland. 2 sectional titles, a state crown in girls volleyball, points in 5 sports, and a total of 29. In 3rd, we have Webster Thomas. The Titans pulled down 3 sectional crowns in girls soccer and the cross-country double, 10 points each, and a total of 30. At number 2, Fairport. The Raiders took 3 sectional titles, a state crown in boys volleyball, and points in 5 different sports for a total of 37 points. But everyone is still chasing Pittsford Mendon in terms of on-field success. The Vikings wound up with an amazing 5 sectional titles, boys and girls cross country, swimming and tennis, along with a state crown in boys soccer, points in 6 different sports for a total of 50. Pittsford Mendon won the overall Sports Beat Athletic Achievement Award title in each of the last 3 years. They go for the 3-peat this time. The team for the season was relatively obvious. The Aquinas football team won the state championship by simply shredding every team in its wake. In 6 postseason games, the Irish outscored their opponents 234-73 for an average margin of victory of 27 points. They nailed down the state crown in a 48-13 rout of Monroe Woodbury. Individually, we salute Pittsford Sutherland's Louisa Shermer, who led the Knights to an undefeated walk to the state girls volleyball championship, capping her All-American career by having her number retired at Sutherland. And in the pool, Pittsford's Katie Smith scored 2 state records this fall. She contributed to the record in the 200-yard freestyle relay at the sectional finals and then broke the 50-yard mark at states. The record in that event stood 21 years before Carrie Stankaitis of HFL broke it last year. Her reign, thanks to Katie, was a mere year, and Smith is just a sophomore. With that, we move into the winter sports season. We welcome in a new sponsor and prepare for a little hockey at the ballpark.
And I just want to do a brief rundown of the events. Once again, that'll be taking place here during the Frozen Frontier, presented by the Greater Rochester Area Honda Dealers. On Friday, December 13th, as Rob mentioned before, the Amerks will be taking on the Lake Erie Monsters. On Saturday, December 14th, it'll be RIT Day here at the Frozen Frontier. On Sunday, December 15th, the Sabres alumni will be taking on Jody Gage and Jordy Roberts and other members of the Amerks alumni. That game will take place in the afternoon. Then on Saturday, December 21st, and Sunday, December 22nd, will be our high school days here at the Frozen Frontier, presented by the Greater Rochester Area Honda Dealers. We'll have hopefully 4 or 5 games each day featuring local high schools. For the RIT Women versus Clarkson, and then our high school rivalry days, those tickets will be $10, and those will be general admission seating for those events.
The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the ESL Federal Credit Union. For more than 90 years, ESL has been investing in the region where we live and raise our families through personal banking, business banking, and wealth management. With ESL's shared commitment to the community and support for local sports and family events, everyone wins. ESL, answering to you. Welcome back, and thanks for watching the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. This portion of the Sports Beat is brought to you by our newest partner, the ESL Federal Credit Union, investing in the region where we live and raise our families with personal banking, business banking, and wealth management. Time now for our honor roll of high school athletes. At number 3, Webster Schrader served early notice in the Monroe County Hockey League by knocking off Pittsford 4-3 in the Craig Sharon Classic. Matt Montgomery scored 2 goals in the third period, including the game winner, which was shorthanded for the Warriors. At number 2, Mickey Burke and the Rush Henrietta Cross Country team. Earlier this year, Burke broke the McQuaid Invitational record. Last weekend, he won the prestigious Foot Locker High School 5K, becoming the first Section 5er to do so. Burke was one of 5 local runners to qualify for nationals. And in the number 1 slot, Jake Zembiak of the Aquinas football team. Zembiak was the state finals MVP, passing 13 of 20 with 3 touchdowns and leading the Irish to a 13-0 finish to a state championship season. Which brings us back outside for an event that will surely be remembered as one of the best of the year. With 19 Section 5 hockey teams taking part, it's our ESL Scholastic Spotlight feature, A Frozen Frontier. This will be a winter festival and ice hockey event unlike anything we've ever seen in Rochester before. Frozen Frontier, an ice rink built within the confines of an outdoor stadium, is a work in progress.
We're going to be looking at about 2.5 weeks. We started about a week ago. They had to level the field off first because there's a little bit of crown to the baseball stadium, and we need a completely level surface. So we have a sandbox, and we got a plywood that goes on top of the sandbox, and we put an inch of insulation, and another layer of plywood, and then we put a big plastic tarp, which we call our vapor barrier, which helps keep everything in place, and then we roll out our big tubes and our headers out.
The company was formed in 2002 and grew as demand for their services increased to the point where rink specialists, even while essentially just a 9-person operation, is big time.
We started ice painting about 12 years ago, and now we've got to the point of building full NHL-sized ice rinks inside baseball stadiums, football stadiums, wherever needed.
They are working 3 ice rink projects this season. The others are at Fenway Park in Boston and Comerica Park in Detroit. But those will be recreational rinks. Since this will get professional exposure from the Rochester Americans in the AHL, ours is actually the more significant job. The weather is less an issue than you might think. They open an outdoor rink beachside in Santa Monica, California in 80-degree temperatures without a hitch. It can, however, be too cold, as it was once in Chicago.
We want the ice to be 18 degrees, and now we can refrigerate to any temperature, to low, but we can't increase the ice temperatures. So we had one game that was an outdoor game where the high for the day was 0 degrees, and the ice would get so brittle at that point when the Zambonis pull out on it, or when a skater takes a sharp cut on it, the ice will break out in large chunks because it's too brittle.
All of this is largely an outgrowth of the first NHL Winter Classic, held in Buffalo with the Sabres playing Pittsburgh New Year's Day 2008. A crowd of over 70,000 turned out at the Ralph where the Bills play. It was one of the hottest tickets in the history of Western New York sports.
I got goosebumps. It was just something completely different. NHL's never really seen it before. I think they had the one Heritage Classic before that, but anything just for the Buffalo region itself, it was a great experience. It was a perfect game. Unfortunately, we lost, but you know, with Crosby and Miller in a shootout, that's what you wanted to come down to.
The Amerks game against the Lake Erie Monsters on December the 13th will kick off 10 days of outdoor hockey at Frontier Field. Everyone will get their shot. The RIT men and women's teams play. The Nazareth and Geneseo hockey teams own a date. There's an alumni game for the Amerks. Open skating opportunities. Frozen Frontier concludes with 10 high school hockey games the weekend of December 21st and 22nd, involving 19 different Section 5 representatives. Each of the high schools purchased 500 tickets for resale. There's a full line of Frozen Frontier gear available. Corporate sponsorship from Honda and Labatt, all part of a collaboration with the Rochester Americans and the Rochester Red Wings to cover a $400,000 price tag.
You know, obviously this is a lot of work and a lot of time and a lot of effort on all of our organizations jointly together working on this to make it work, and we'll see what happens. In any event, you know, people that come to these games, it's going to be a win for them. It's going to be really cool, something that people are going to remember for a long, long time.
The Frozen Frontier Hockey Festival begins on Friday with the Amerks game. Coming up, the high schools lay claim to Clover Lanes in our Cellino and Barnes All Sports High School Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Renee Flanagan, and you're watching the Visions High School Sports Beat.
Welcome back to the Vision Automotive High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. Making the Grade is brought to you by the 9 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships, proud to be Rochester's #1 selling automotive group. This week we honor Mo Elhue of Penfield High School for making the grade. Mo is a senior Model UN participant and member of Penfield's Rolling Thunder robotics team. He works with his team in various competitions where he constructs and engineers robots that participate in games such as soccer and ultimate frisbee.
Out of the box comes 22-28. You know, we had a chance to talk to the team, and they said that their robot can do everything that this game calls for.
It's through his work with Rolling Thunder that Mo gives back to his community. He's worked with organizations that help distribute all the extra medical supplies in the U.S. to third world countries. Mo also regularly volunteers his time at his local food shelf distributor, where they fill baskets to deliver to needy families. And during the holidays, he runs a toy drive through Toys for Tots. Mo hopes to attend WPI next fall, where he will focus on robotics engineering. Nominated by Eric Brewer, Mo Elhue is making the grade. If you have an idea for our Making the Grade segment, a team or individuals making contributions off the playing field, you can contact us at info@classywolf.com. I'm Kim Burnson, and here's Bill with our Sports Beat Plays of the Week.
Here are our Big 3 Sports Beat Plays of the Week, courtesy of our partners at 13 Wham Sports, beginning with a salute to our running community. The 42nd annual Webster Turkey Trot took place on Thanksgiving. Not all the runners are of the serious variety, but what is most impressive about this event is that it drew a record 5,800 runners, and as such has become the second biggest road race of the year in Rochester. And number 2, we pulled from the state championship football game at the Carrier Dome, where Aquinas defensive back Ernest Edwards claimed a pick 6 against Monroe Woodbury, 60 yards for the touchdown. Quarterback Jake Zembiak took care of the rest at number 1, throwing 3 touchdown passes to Alonzo Turner, this for 47 yards in the 48-13 win. When we return, the Cellino and Barnes All Sports High School Game of the Week takes us to Clover Lanes.
Hi, I'm John Clark, and this is Vision High School Sports Beat.
The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by Celino and Barnes. Car accident? Don't wait. Call 888-8888. Call Celino and Barnes today. Welcome back to the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. This portion of the Sports Beat is brought to you by Celino and Barnes, your personal injury attorneys. It's a venue where congested spectator viewing is considered part of the charm. The Bowlers are back. It's a game on a roll. This is what it'll be like at Clover Lanes every Monday and Wednesday afternoons from now until mid-February. The Monroe County Bowling League is alive and well.
When we started 15 years ago, there were a total of 5 teams. Now we're up to 36 teams, which is great.
And it involves a non-traditional athlete, which is a real plus, isn't it?
It is great. Some of these athletes, this is what they do. They bowl all year round, and they don't necessarily play another sport, but this is where they can compete and go at it.
Not many people recognize bowling as like something to be proud of, and like all my friends make me feel like special, so I like that a lot.
The league's best bowler from the league's top team is back. Greece Athena has been sectional champion 8 of the last 10 years and each of the last 2. Bryce Hook, a pretty apropos handle for a kegler, is the All Greater Rochester Male Bowler of the Year for the Trojans.
Bryce, what do you do for an encore after the year you had last season?
Just try to repeat what I did last year and make it a little bit better, and some improvements to my game.
Are you working on anything in particular?
Just basically being more consistent in the pins and just getting my average up 5 more pins I did last year.
Like Athena, Hilton is a 2-time defending champion on the girls' side of things, coming off a year that saw the Cadets set a 3-game record score on their way to finishing second in the States. The girls have it pretty good here, thanks largely to Title IX. While bowling is largely a club sport at college for the men, it's a scholarship sport for the women. So schools offer bowling scholarships to the girls as a way to balance the books, so to speak. Webster Schrader's outstanding senior Melanie Copey is entertaining an offer from the University of Pikeville in Kentucky. And Emily Notebart of Gates Chili is headed to Sam Houston State in Huntsville, Texas on a full-ride athletic scholarship.
And man, it's real credibility when you start producing scholarship athletes, isn't it?
It is. Oh, it's great to see. Over the past few years, we've had a bunch of kids go to big schools. Vanderbilt, we've had a bunch of offers this year for some of the girls and boys out here, so it's great to see. There's over 3,000 schools now that offer bowling.
Well, look, did you ever imagine that bowling would be able to get you through college?
Not when I was younger, but as I got through like more competitive stuff and everybody was telling me about it, that was to become my dream, to go to college on a scholarship.
Did that make you work harder at it?
Definitely, for sure. I entered more tournaments, higher like level of competition, got better, got a coach, improved everything.
You can count on these bi-weekly bowling sessions to produce some high drama. So it was that Webster Schrader freshman Jared Michelin rolled 9 straight strikes in his first game and arrived at the 10th frame with a shot at his first perfect game.
I just threw it too hard. It came off my hand wrong. I wish I could if I could redo that shot one more time, I knew I would get it right. I really do.
Was the nerves building up a little bit leading to that 10th frame?
Definitely. It was nerve-wracking. I was shaking. I really was. I was about to cry.
How close have you come to 300 before?
Front 8. That was the first time I hit front 9.
All right, you can take that home.
Of course I can. I'm going to do it again.
Jared rolled a 261, which still isn't too shabby. As a thanks to our Sports Beat sponsorship partners, Celino and Barnes, your personal injury attorneys, our newest contributors, the ESL Federal Credit Union, ESL Answers to You, and the 9 dealerships of the Vision Automotive Group. They make the Sports Beat possible. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.